Outlaw, Macho, Drive In.
This next Hell in a Cell match, I think, was the match that, for me, kind of made Batista, Triple H versus Batista, because they had
Uh-huh.
that series of matches where Triple H lost 3 matches in a row, culminated in this Hell in a Cell, and at the time I did love the Batista turn going into Mania, but I still wasn't like a big Batista fan or whatever at this point. But I think this match is what really put him on the map as far as showing what he can do, and as far as being a worker goes and putting on an actual physical contest. And yet again, it's Triple H, safe bet to put someone in the ring with at Hell in a Cell, especially in that type of situation for a certain championship belt, which may or may not be mentioned here. And what belt
I
was
think
that,
it
James?
was the WCW World Heavyweight Championship
The
title.
WCW World
Sorry.
Heavyweight Championship belt was never defended inside a Hell in a Cell match.
My theme froze, but I can see him talking to the microphone directly. Side question though.
It has never been, and you cannot prove that it was. So
Side question though, Master Heater and records of Undertaker matches. What was going on with the Undertaker at this time? Because clearly Undertaker was Hell in a Cell before Triple H started becoming the man during this time.
Yeah.
Was the Undertaker slowly doing part time or injured? I'm just trying to remember during that time frame.
No,
he was on SmackDown at that point, returning from as the Dead Man.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Because
He was not the dark character that needed a Hell in a Cell match as much as.
Okay.
Because he was doing more like casket matches and stuff like that on SmackDown at the point, or like last ride
2004,
matches.
2005, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically, I think Triple H liked the Hell in a Cell, man, and he said, I want to play in this more, so they go, okay, you can have this. Taker, we're going to find you something.
Yeah. So they went to Undertaker, Triple H, kind of back to the Undertaker. Now it's just both of them now. They're like, they just swap. Whatever story he was going to be in himself.
If you remember 2005, still at the end of that year, Undertaker versus Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was it No Mercy?
No, it's Armageddon, is it? I think it was Armageddon. It was the end of the year.
Armageddon. Yep, it was. Yeah, it was.
This is where the Undertaker was doing all the hokey, haunting kind of stuff that he was.
Yeah.
Come out in the mirror, appear in the mirror and disappear like the Ultimate Warrior did. Possess Josh Matthews.
Yeah.
Not hard to do.
And honestly, yet again, it's another feud that perfect for Hell in a Cell, because they had been feuding for 9 months at this point. So, it's a perfect one for that, because they had matches throughout the year. And again, Orton, basically he was chicken shit heel Randy Orton at this point.
Yep.
He didn't really have any backup besides his dad. And this is Undertaker's first Cell match in 2 years,
3 years
at this point.
I think
3 years. Wow, yeah. So
first since Lesnar. So
Lesnar. Wow. So yeah, his first in over 3 years. So that would have been October 2002. That's saying something alone right there.
I mean, yeah, but I will say, let's to be fair, this match might be good when you watch it now. Again, 2005 December. There was I think it came just a tad bit too late for Undertaker versus Orton. It's because.
I think that's why I said No Mercy. I think it should have been at No Mercy. Honestly, it would have had better timing.
Well, yeah, but No Mercy had the handicap casket match. I think where they set the casket on fire, which was.
Yeah. Because that's when he came back at Survivor Series.
Yeah, when he came back at Survivor Series, still one of the best facial expressions ever is Randy Orton hearing that gong while he's being
Yeah.
He's like, get me down. But again, it's the problem is WrestleMania, Taker versus Orton. SummerSlam, Taker versus Orton. SmackDown, Undertaker versus Orton. Then No Mercy with the handicap match, and then this came in at it was the 5th match in a smaller. And I honestly, gun to my head, I cannot remember like a high spot or like something that was memorable about the match itself, except the Undertaker celebrating on top.
All
I don't think I've
is,
seen the match since like 2006 or so.
Yeah.
I just remember backstage stuff. The Undertaker didn't want Bob Orton there because they found out he had hepatitis. So
no, I think the Undertaker found out too late after Orton actually got blood.
Yeah, and he was upset about that. That's the only thing I know about that match.
Yeah, it's the other thing was I think it's still like give the double his due. Undertaker versus Orton. I think it was the best driver of 2005. It's the longest running one, and it's the most. I think it had the bigger feel.
I did like the parallels of like Jericho and Cena at that point.
Yeah.
But that only lasted like a month, so not really in the same.
Jericho
left soon after. Yeah. I definitely liked that feud better than like Eddie versus Ray, which I wasn't a fan of that feud.
Yeah.
I think it was better than Triple H versus Batista, even though I think they had the better cell match. I think the Orton versus Taker feud was the better feud. I'd say I'd probably agree with that. Because I do think that there was some good storytelling and feuds in that year, but nothing really seemed massive. They all seemed like short programs just lead up to a pay-per-view. This was like the only real long-term storytelling.
Exactly. That's why I think it was the best, because I was thinking, because someone was saying like, what's the best driver of 2005? I remember back then, and I'm thinking like, well, I think the one that sticks out the most is Undertaker versus Orton, because that one ran pretty much for the entire year. It went from WrestleMania all the way to Armageddon, so April to December, and it had big
even before that, because they had the build up to Mania, so about February or March of that year going up to it. Yeah. So about almost a year-long rivalry.
And to think it started with a magazine. You guys remember? It started with Orton looking at the Undertaker on the cover of the WWE magazine.
I know. Hey, I love Legend Killer Randy Orton, so I love the whole WrestleMania match. I love that one and stuff like that. It's one of them things that they had me fooled. And I'm like, maybe they would give it to him. He's young, this cement his status.
It's one of those. It's one of the most convincing streak and teases that they ever did. That match.
Agreed.
Especially because it was still 13-0, so the streak was still in its. It was still starting to become infamous. It wasn't.
So everybody, I do love Randy Orton since day one. I'm just tired of him now.
I think the past year and a half or so, I've just loved all of his shit except for the Drew feud. The Drew feud is the only thing of his from the past year and a half that has weighed on me. But everything else,
it's because
pretty much I've really loved.
And it's not because of anything fault of the two men. It's just because it was overplayed. And
I like the stuff with Riddle. I just needed something new from him. That the whole year with Drew is just just too much.
But we're still gonna say Randy Orton is a freaking star, man.
Oh yeah.
Always shines.
The guy just does that pose, and you're like, whoa, now that is a star. That's someone you just live.
I know.
Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Macho Drive-In. If you liked that video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for more content from the Drive-In. For full episodes of our podcast, you may look us up on Anchor, Spotify,
or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. Just search for Outlaw Macho Drive-In. And if it's not too much trouble, would you help us out here? Spread the word, share. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Bye.